Today, we're unraveling the shadowed threads and silent influences behind the man known as Shadowssphere, especially zeroing in on the muse who shaped it all. A woman whose presence lingers on every page and every note, even when her name does not.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here, though I'll admit, this is a harder conversation. We're about to walk right into the ache at the center of the story.
Let's dive right in. To those who have only just joined us, the character of Kate is never named outright in The Velvet Mask, yet her influence is everywhere in the text. For many, her presence feels almost spectral, integral but elusive. Why did you choose not to write her openly into the book?
Some people are just too real, too vital to fit neatly into fiction. Kate was like that. She wasn't a character. She was the ground under my feet, the sense of home I kept trying and failing to hold on to. I think I was trying to protect her by not including her name. Sometimes refusing to write about someone directly is its own kind of tribute. But for anyone who reads closely, her imprint is unmistakable. She's the heart, the silence between the words.
That sense of longing, of unfinished conversations, runs through not just the text, but the music as well. Can you share how you and Kate met? What was the real spark?
If I'm being honest, it started as something out of a storybook, a train station of all places. She Has a Laugh didn't belong to a person looking for attention. It belonged to someone who truly lived in the moment, and suddenly I wanted to be a part of that world too.
It's interesting. You talk about avoiding labels or definitions, yet her impact seems so strongly defined in your work. What happened after that meeting? How did you go from that train station spark to writing her, or not writing her, into a book?
Life, basically. I made what I thought were practical choices: school, career paths, bigger questions about belonging and survival. I left, and I did it badly. I didn't explain myself. I just disappeared. I convinced myself it was the right thing, thinking somehow she'd be waiting when I returned. But the truth is, time moves on, and so do people. By the time I came back, I realized you can't walk back into a life you abandoned and expect it to be the same.
That's a kind of ghosting that feels almost existential, not just romantic. But your readers often reference a particular night in Berlin, something mythologized in fan circles. What really happened when you two crossed paths again?
We talked for hours, wandering the city, falling back into our old rhythm.
Was there ever a sense of closure, or was it something more bittersweet?
It was everything at once, passionate, fragile, painful. We fell back together for a few hours, pretending maybe that we could rewind the tape of our lives. But by morning, she pulled away. She left. I watched her go. All the conversations I couldn't have in person, I poured into the book and the album.
After reconnecting, and then having to let that go again, how did it feel to try to move forward? Did it change how you created?
It felt like slow motion heartbreak, truthfully. That sense that you can't go back, but you also can't really go forward. Every song, every page after that meeting carried echoes of what I gained and what I lost. I don't think I've written a single piece since then that isn't, in some way, haunted by that experience.
We've touched at times on personal loss, especially grief after your mother's death. How does the ache of losing Kate compare? Or does it blend together? The grief of loss versus the ache of absence.
They are both types of grief, but they're different colors. Losing someone to death, there's a factual finality. Losing Kate when she's still out there, living and breathing, that kind of absence lingers, echoes in the spaces where you expect someone to be. She was one of the only people to really see me, to not just accept but embrace every shattered part of me. The doctor, the musician, the human. When she walked away, it left not just silence, but a sense of unraveling, a question about who I could become without that anchor.
I read once that you described grief as the ghost that tunes every instrument you own. How does that resonate with you these days?
It's truer now than ever. Every lyric, every chorus and offbeat is filtered through that sense of what's gone missing. I can't fake happiness. Joy in my work feels untruthful unless it's laced through with the knowledge of what I've lost. But in that space, I found my voice. Grief brings honesty, and the shape of that honesty was molded by Kate.
Some people online compare your masked, faceless aesthetic to other anonymous artists who use digital darkness as part of their identity. Do you feel that kinship? Do you think anonymity is your artistic mask or something more?
I understand why people make those comparisons, and I respect them. For me, it's less about hiding than about making space for vulnerability without fear. When you remove the face, you remove the distractions, the judgments, the assumptions. For a lot of us, that's the only way to truly create. I was already writing from that place of darkness before it became a trend, but seeing others doing it made me feel less alone, more seen, in a way that has nothing to do with physical visibility.
At the end of the day, do you think Kate knows the impact she's had? Does she understand that she's not just an inspiration, but almost the co-author of your work?
I hope she feels it, even if she doesn't fully believe it. If she's listening, I'd want her to know she isn't just another chapter. She is the plot twist, the reason the story turns at all. Without her, none of this would sound the same, look the same, hurt the same, or heal.
This has been a powerful conversation, and I'm grateful to you for letting us all walk through that silence with you. Next time, we'll explore how these raw emotions get transformed into music and prose, the creative alchemy that turns heartbreak into art. Until then, remember, some stories don't really end. They linger, rewrite themselves in the quiet spaces, and keep us searching for meaning between the lines.
Thank you for holding this space and for letting the silence speak too.
That's all for today's episode. Until next time, keep listening. Not just to the music or the words, but to the stories that echo beneath the mask.
I still traced you through the static and the cut. You walked away like it was easy.